In his Hall of Fame career, Tony Dorsett experienced moments of glory. He also took blows to the head. The worst one, he says, was a violent hit in a Cowboys-Eagles game in 1984.
It reminded me of a Mack truck hitting a Volkswagen. I mean, he just blew me up.
Did they call it a concussion?
No, they call that a knockout.
Dorsett says he doesn't know how many concussions he suffered during his 12 years in the NFL. But he says they were numerous, and he still deals with the consequences.
My memory is getting worse and worse as the days go by. My short-temperedness, I'm really short-tempered. It gets worse. One here, I'm going to show you.
Dorsett, who turns 60 next April, says he is prone to outbursts at his wife and daughters.
It's painful, man. For my daughters to say they're scared of me. It's painful.
Have you found yourself dealing at all with depression?
I've been diagnosed as being depressed, yes. And I'm like, I'm in denial. I said, I'm not depressed. What are you talking about? Clinically, I'm depressed.
At his lowest moments, Dorsett says he has thought about suicide.
You know, I've thought about crazy stuff. Sort of like, why do I need to continue going through this? I mean, I'm too smart of a person, I like to think, to take my life. But it's crossed my mind. You can see my front lobes.
Dorsett says he wanted answers that could explain his symptoms, so he decided to get tested for chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, a brain disease caused by head trauma and linked to depression and dementia.
Up until now, the only way to know someone had CTE was at autopsy, to do an autopsy and a detailed study of the brain.
Neurosurgeon Julian Bales is part of a medical team that says it's devised a brain scan to identify signs of CTE in a living person. Dorsett is one of 9 retired NFL players to take the test, conducted at UCLA. Results are in for 8, and all have been diagnosed with signs of CTE, including Hall of Famer Joe DeLamielleure and former All-Pro Leonard Marshall.
Until we could diagnose it in the living, we had no hope of intervening or treating them, or knowing if it was getting worse, or even knowing if it's a progressive disease. But I have to stress, our numbers are small. This has to be considered preliminary data, and we look forward to accruing more examples and more testing.
I want to know if this is something that has come about because of playing football. I get frustrated. I get frustrated, and I look at him, I say, you're just in this shell. You're not Tony Dorsett. You're not him anymore. Who are you? Who are you becoming? I beat myself up. I challenge myself. Who are you becoming, man? Look at you.